Hi guys, and welcome back to another Once Upon a Time recap. So this is a recap of Poor Unfortunate Soul, which is either episode 15 or 16 depending on how you view it. This episode opened with the Queens of Darkness, Rumpel and Regina trying to get the truth out of August about the author. They have turned Pinocchio back into August form, which if you remember I was ridiculously excited about because I love August. And they're questioning him, asking him how much he knows about the author, and he's really not up for talking. What we then see is that Rumpel's really evil at the moment. Like, I don't remember him being this nasty for quite a long period of time. Like, he was always bad, and when we see the flashbacks, he's always awful. But just lately, I don't know what's happened. He just seems to have gone way back past, like, recent times of being a little bit more redeemed, just to being completely evil again, so I don't know what's happened to him. He then uses his powers to temporarily turn August back into wood, but when he then comes back to kind of human flesh form, the magic has still remained in his face. His face isn't wood anymore, but it does mean that if he lies, his nose will grow a la Pinocchio. Eventually, August admits that he knows that the sorcerer has trapped the author of the book behind a door, so Rumpel sets off with Maleficent and Regina to go and find out where this door is, leaving Cruella in charge of August. Meanwhile, we have been getting to the bottom of the mystery of what has connected Killian / Captain Hook with Ursula in the past, which I was really excited about. The flashbacks in this episode were Captain Hook flashbacks, which I love. We haven't had them for a little while, so I really was enjoying that. But I was also really intrigued to find out Ursula's backstory, because that's not really something that you get in the kind of Disney film. And this is what I love about Once Upon a Time, is when it builds these stories around these characters that we already know. So seeing the flashback to Ursula as a young, beautiful mermaid was amazing. The flashbacks open with Killian on board the Jolly Roger with his crew, and they can hear this beautiful voice and they're being drawn towards it, and just at the last minute he realises that it's a mermaid luring them towards the rocks. Ursula stops singing just in enough time to let them get away, and then we get to meet her and her father, who is sort of king of the ocean at this point. It's quite an Ariel-like story that we find here. Ursula's mother has been killed by pirates, and her father is absolutely against all humans, and in his desperation to get revenge for the loss of his wife, he has instructed his daughter to use her beautiful singing voice only to lure pirates and humans into the rocks to kill them in an act of revenge for his wife. Ursula is devastated about this because she feels that her beautiful singing voice is the last thing that she has to connect her to her mother, and she wants to use that for good. So she decides that her only option is to get away from her father. She wants to get away, not be trapped by his rules and his regulations in the sea anymore, and she manages to make her way to shore and finds herself, coincidentally, in a pub with Captain Hook. She's singing for everyone in this bar, and everyone just looks deliriously happy and they're loving listening to her sing. It's exactly what she wants to be using her voice for, and she feels like she's definitely on the right track. And that's when she comes face to face with Killian. He tells her that he recognises her voice, he knows who she is, and actually thanks her for sparing his ship. She then explains that she wants to make enough money that she can get safe passage on a ship out of here, and Killian tells her that he will do that for free, because he's such a good guy. However, after this conversation, he is accosted on the Jolly Roger by her father, who says that under no circumstances is he letting his daughter out of his sight, and he understands Killian's thirst for revenge because he has a thirst for revenge too, so he tries to make a deal with him. He offers him some magical squid ink that will help him defeat Rumpelstiltskin in exchange for trapping Ursula's singing voice in this seashell. Hello, Little Mermaid references all over the place. He explains that her father's come and tried to make this deal with him, but he says, "No, I'm a man of honour, I have a code, I'll never trap your voice in this seashell. However, in exchange for this, I would like for you to sneak back into your father's home and steal some of this squid ink for me." However, before they get the chance to leave, Ursula's dad shows up, all hell breaks loose, and he steals back the squid ink. So Killian, in a fit of rage, goes back on his word and takes Ursula's voice as a means of punishing her father for stopping him getting his revenge on Rumpelstiltskin. Hence the reason that she's not his biggest fan. This was all in the flashbacks, but back in Storybook we have seen that Killian has gone to Ursula and said, "Look, if you come with me, I can give you back what you want, I can give you back your singing voice, on the condition that you tell us exactly what Rumpelstiltskin is up to." Ursula agrees and uses her magic to open up a portal to get the Jolly Roger back into Storybrooke. Much to Killian's devastation, however, when it reappears, it is a tiny little ship in a bottle, which is actually quite funny. With some clever use of magic, however, the Jolly Roger is returned to its usual form, much to Killian's delight, and they go on board and he finds the shell to return to Ursula. Unfortunately, however, it doesn't seem to work and her voice will not return to her. She is horrified and gutted and feels betrayed. She thinks that he's lied to her, and she chucks him off board, where he's saved by Ariel. I was really pleased to see Ariel. We haven't seen her for a while, so that was quite a nice little surprise. So after a chat with Ariel, Killian discovers that the reason that her voice will not return to her is because it needs to be returned by the person who took it. Although Killian used the shell was enchanted by her father. So somehow, in some wonderful Storybook magical portal using twist, Ursula's dad appears, returns her voice to her, and she is absolutely overwhelmed and thrilled and delighted. What I really liked about this scene was that Killian reunited Ursula with her father and with her voice in front of everyone. So it was in front of Regina and Emma and Snow and Charming, and Emma just looked like filled with pride. It was a really, really cute moment, so I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really nice. The episode ends with Ursula holding up her end of the bargain and telling Killian exactly what Rumpel and the Queens of Darkness have planned. The way Rumpel sees it, until there is no saviour, villains are not going to get their happy endings. So his plan is to fill Emma's heart with as much darkness as possible and pull her over to the dark side. No more saviour, happy endings for villains. But there was a scene just before it, which was one of my favourites since it came back after the winter hiatus. Yes, I know, it was a Captain Swan scene, so I was going to enjoy it, but I will admit, I was in a sort of emotional mood the other night, and I shed a little tear at this scene because I just thought it was just so cute. After everyone is left and Killian and Emma are left alone in the cabin, she kind of turns to him and says, "You've done an amazing thing. You've reunited Ursula with her voice. You've given her everything that she ever wanted. Why do you look so upset?" And he kind of points out that this entire experience has made him realise that it could be very easy for Rumpel to try and take his happy ending away from him. At this point, Emma's sort of like, it's really cute because you know that she knows what he's talking about, but she can't quite bring herself to admit that. So she's sort of saying, "Oh, okay, well, if you're scared you're going to lose it, that means that you've already found it. What is it?" And he tells her that it's her, and it's an extremely cute moment that I very much enjoyed. I feel like that scene was very, very nicely written, because I think we haven't had any of these kind of like cute, intense conversations really since they came back after the hiatus, and so I think that was a really nice touch in this episode, and I hope that we get more scenes like that in the next one. The final scene was fantastic. We see August back in Snow and Charming's loft, having had a very traumatic day, the poor soul. Earlier in the episode, he has said that the only way to find out where the door is to see a piece of paper that Henry has. It was a page that had been torn out of the book with a picture of a door on it. What is then revealed at the very end of the episode is that this picture of the door isn't in fact just a picture of the door. This is the door itself, and the author is trapped in the book, which is so cool, and I'm very keen to see how this is going to be handled and what's going to happen next. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I loved that episode and I cannot wait for next week. So thanks very much for watching. I hope that you're having a lovely week, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye! When she meets up with Snow and Charming to tell them what she's doing, Emma and Killian have tagged along, much to her horror, and when Emma hears what it is that she's planning to do, she's like, "Right, well I'm in, I'm going to help you."